Hello there, and welcome back to episode 21 of Tame Wild, the Home of Beasts. So for today, I really hope that we will make some final touches to the outer shell of the tower, and I came up with a couple of ideas how we can strengthen the wealth of Tame Wild while getting rid of all the unsightly dolomite boulders in the city. Because I was today looking at this, and as much as I really like how the city looks, shape-wise, look at all those boulders everywhere. They're littered all over the place. Even the whole library full of boulders. Shiny metal everywhere, but boulders. Dwarves don't mind. Actually, they really don't. They get no negative feelings from all the boulders lying around. Must be all the booze. But altogether, I want to get rid of it. I mean, sure, you can't just hide these. You see, there's just a lame little tool that makes them disappear. But I figured it would be wiser to use the wealth of Tame Wild. So, what's the deal? It's pretty simple. Jewelers can polish stones, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to polish the dolomite boulders and decorate our valuables with it. I really like the idea of that, because dolomite is among the more valuable standard boulders that you can get, and yeah, it's a win-win. Since we don't make any steel in this fort, we don't need it for its other qualities, because it's actually a stone that you can make steel out of, but we don't mind. It is totally not bothering me at this end. Okay, so I'm going to source some dolomite from up here to down there, and I figured we're going to need some extra jewelers for good. It's time for that. So we're also going to dig out that stuff, as I don't want to build any extra jewelers here, as this is the quality zone, as you see. It's already debatable to have my storages here and stuff, but if I ever want to expand, I don't want to get rid of the jewelers. So the Forgotten Beasts are added. Huh, well, nobody knows how the fight went. Well, with the low amount of combat grade metal in this fort, it is really hard to conquer the caverns, as we're just not geared up for long-term warfare. It's just not the case. Alright, elevation 54. Let's say we're putting a roof on 56. Then we're done with that topic. That is a really steep tower. I love that. So, yeah, granite is being made now in a really fast manner. That work order that I put there with the endless amount of granite blocks must be used carefully. There's now only this job on priority. Everything else gets delayed now in favor of making granite blocks. But, well, since we need it quite badly right now, it's a perfect thing to do. It's a nice trick if you ever have dire need of one material in particular, I found. As soon as the stairs are done, I'm going to do that. I've grown superstitious over the years, and I don't believe in putting work orders in an area where they are inaccessible anymore. I was waiting until the work orders I'm placing down were accessible, because it's making the game often so laggy when your dwarves try to path somewhere where they can't path. It's one of the major sources of lag that I have discovered so far. Alright, filling that moat, I haven't had no clue that this would have been such an enormous task. I really would have dug a smaller one if I knew before, but well, it's often a thing that I find out with Dwarf Fortress projects. They look so small until you do them, until you realize what amount of material there's necessary and all those things. Love that. Alrighty. So, Next elevation level will be the rooftop then. So how do I want to design the rooftop for this tower? That's the question. I mean, we have a bit of a irregular shape, sort of an L shape, very short L stroke. But, well, I don't want to go too deep into design. If we one day have a in-game 3D renderer tool, that would be amazing. That would be one of the things that I wish most for a final release of Dwarf Fortress Steam version. To have an in-game tool that allows you to give you a 3D perspective on your fortress, just to look at it. Okay. So, I still have a bad feeling about my drink stockpiles. I also did try out something that I don't know if it really does something or not. I've forbidden the usage of barrels now in this stockpile of seeds because I feel like several people told me that barrels were interacting badly with their farming, and maybe that is the whole source of the problem. Because one barrel stores lots of bags of seeds, and I don't know how much truth there is in that dwarfs, that only one dwarf can access the barrel at the same time, which means that this can override, to lead to override problems. I even excluded now the barrel square from the stockpile to force my dwarves to put the stuff that's inside the barrel finally into the correct stockpile. Little tricks that hopefully do what I want them to do. Half of Dwarf Fortress's gameplay is convincing your drunk little guys of doing exactly what you want them to do, since you have no direct control of them. I love that part. Good. So, how do we top this whole thing off, huh? Well, let's start with the staircase, I'd say. And probably put some floors on it, too. A scholar from the outside world is visiting us. Are you human, or who are you, Mestos? Mestos Perfect Channels. Oh, Lone Anvil person. So that is a Sandwalls dwarf. It's always lovely to know where everybody is coming from, since you have built up the civilization from nothing. That's a unique and really cool feeling. I can only recommend. Okay. Especially since this is where Dwarf Fortress is truly supreme towards RimWorld and other games. This world is actually doing something around me. It could do more. There are shortcomings, but it's already pretty magnificent what we got there. To my personal, very very high on my personal wish list is that we finally get to export inside our empire properly. The copper from Sandwalls is not in my empire. Everything that every fortress that I made produces is not available from the caravans. That is somehow a little bit sad, but I think this is a fixable issue in, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows? Dwarf Fortress is an odd nut when it comes down to development speed. Alrighty. Let's pour some water on this. Maybe this moat fills one day. Alright. Yeah, the rooftop. So these dwarfs are on dangerous heights. They are now whole 8 levels ahead of the above everything. Love that. Alright. So let's put something with a more lovely material up here. So let's make some rooftop construction on top of that. It should be massive, no? Need to wait until the floor plates are done. I have an idea. It's oddly satisfying to see the water pouring into your moat that you artificially made. So, I am wondering for a second if we shouldn't just make this thing bigger. So, well, we could, while the pumps are working, chop a hole into the wall here and start expanding the aquifer's water production. It's a safe bet, as there is no risk of flooding this thing quickly, as this is a light aquifer, not a heavy aquifer. I think we're doing that, come on. I'm really tired of... an animal trainer has been found dead? Whoa, boy! Did somebody just fall from the... No, wait a sec. Unicorns are attacking my dwarves? Outrageous. We're taming these creatures. We're transforming them into leather armors. We are outraged about the lack of their horns when we slaughtered them, but this? They just murdered a couple of my dudes. Oh my god. It's time for the military to step in. I got no clue why these unicorns went all ferocious on our guys. Wow. What a tragic day. So we lost 4 people out of the blue to spontaneously, voraciously, wow. Okay. The revenge of the unicorns, man. So let's see. So they didn't get killed by the traps for once. And then they ran back into business. So they tried to enter the fort, didn't get killed by these, and then ran back. And that went to the tragedy here that we saw. Okay, you filthy unicorns. That is really where we draw the line. And so how can we avoid that in the future? It's the big question that I'm asking myself. So now the unicorns are agitated animals and need to be put down. That is, wow. This is going places now. It is now questionable if it is the revenge of the unicorns or the revenge of the dwarves, because all of a sudden all my citizens streamed out and punched this unicorn to death. Things are escalating quite quickly. Look at this. There's basically the entire fortress now involved in killing unicorns. What have I done? What I had to do is the proper answer, but yeah, the whole unicorn population of Tamed Wild is now agitated. Years have we lived peacefully here, side by side. But today is the day that the unicorns of Tamed Wild have lost one too many into the glass blade traps of Tamed Wild and went into a frenzy. Oh dear, now we're in trouble. This is actually more of a problem than it looks like. A moment of silence while I have the situation paused here, because I need to ponder how we react to this. This is really more severe than it looks like. Okay, so first of all, 7 agitated animals have promptly entered the map. This place is suddenly getting swarmed by agitated unicorns. When we kill a few, new come. So this is going nowhere. Oof. Alright, first step, we need to assign our citizens back into safety. As long as our citizens keep swarming into this death trap, we're done for. So we need to stop this this misery first. I think the best choice to lock my people in is where the food is being made at. So let's make this level our burrow. Boom. Nobody assigned? No. All civilians assigned, just like that. Good. So no outside fetching allowed. Burrow assigned. Bam. Okay, so now we can unpause the game and pray to our muck that these commands get resolved quickly. So a couple of these fools are still out there. So we need to pause the burrow right away and station our soldiers outside there so our orderlies can have a chance of picking up the bleeding and dying people out there. Here's where Dwarf Fortress's love for detail grows into a magnificent disaster. Probably. Probably not. We'll see about that. So I'm assigning a couple of extra orderlies because it just helps to get this stuff resolved faster. Here we go. So the dying people outside there are all going away. Good. Step 1 done. Let's reactivate the burrow so people are going where they should be. Okay. Wow. What a dramatic turn of events. I haven't seen that one coming. I mean, I was wondering, really, how I could chop down so much in this biome and kill so many animals without any repercussions. It was always something, it has been commented a couple of days ago only, how it could be that this fort is so darn safe. Well, the times of safety seem to be over now. Took them a couple of years, but yeah. So, stationing my soldiers now here to make sure that we have some safety for the time being. What are you doing? Tanning a hide. You proper fool. Where's that hide lying around? Oh, I see. But, yeah, well, that's still running jobs, I guess. So, next step that I want to make sure is the granite block situation is not running as before. Well, oh boy. So, we're going to resolve that situation as follows. We will put up a new barracks over here in the basement of the tower. And we're going to use this barracks for the windy boats, and the other place. Where's the other barracks? Barracks. So that one will be no longer assigned to the windy boats, as this is, to me, the only proper course of action. We need soldiers here because we're not going to be able to get this whole situation resolved when our soldiers are that far away from the surface. They need to be living here now so they can immediately react when some unicorns try to slink in. Because they're now the true enemy here. Wow. How far things came. Very suddenly. Very, very suddenly. Okay, so we need a burial spot. And I think it will be only proper to bury the dead here in the tower. Because no further explanations necessary, I think. So the fallen of this incident will be immortalized here in the tower, obviously. So, turns out the tower was one step too far for the nature of Tamewell. I love this game, sincerely. This is one of the moments that really shows me how amazing Dwarf Fortress is in all its different aspects. Yes, it has still a long way to go on many ends, but there's so amazing things going on, and all of a sudden, you see, I've completely forgotten this part here. Oh well. But now is still a good time for that. Alright, I hope that we're going to be safe from the agitated animals out there. But it's going to be difficult as some of our idiotic citizens are still straying outside there. Oh, of course, the cage traps. I see. Yeah, that makes absolutely horrible sense. That oh dear. So, yeah. I think the only solution for the time being is that we're going to restrain access to the outside world. Boy, oh boy. Very, very suddenly, things are extremely out of hand here. Let's station the windy boats here in the entrance area to make sure that there's some sort of escort here happening. You see, they're now getting killed before they can kill our people, but there's still a lot of people dying right now. So, this is one of the most devastating moments of Tame Wild, but it's okay. I love me my drama. So, yeah. Those unicorns are straight up murdering people everywhere. Those cage traps outside there are really turning into a big problem for the whole city, as they lure people into their demise. You there, don't stand there so innocently. I know your real colors, horse. Alright, for the moment, we were safe, but as you see there, things are just escalating. There's now a flock of agitated rhinos incoming. So, jeez. I see this whole situation going entirely out of hand. So there we go. Luckily, we have our fighters stationed here in the vicinity. There we go. Our fighters are, luckily, capable fighters. What do we have now? Tiger people. Jeez. So, what I'm doing now is I am not unlocking any of the bodies that we're creating, and I'm keeping close tabs on the creatures. And we're going to escort our people into safety and bury the dead, and then we're going to close the door for a while. Because that is really, really, oof. That's oofing me quite hard, boys. So, I got no clue why that has not happened way earlier, by the way. I pretty much expected it to happen much earlier. So, Okay. So these agitated animals are finally spawning on an angle where there's none of my blokes directly involved. So alright. On the bright side, we have a badass cistern now. So, let's see. Keeping tabs on the rhino. But it looks as if we have the situation under control for the time being. Alright. That was way beyond rough. We have lost 10 of our people just in a snap. But I think we have the worst under control for now. So I think what I need to do next is I need to think about a lot of things now, because the all those cage traps out there are basically death traps now. They're really endangering my people, and I am really thinking about a solution about to resolve my futile and foolish attempts. Well, fun. So at least we still have our unicorn herd. We have our own unicorns. Tame unicorns. Behaving unicorns. So somebody forgot to pasture his animal, huh? Well, so the wilderness of Tame Wild has become much more dangerous now. So we need to put that into account as well. I really don't know how the hell we're supposed to do that. This is really, really a horrible situation now to be in, as, well, those caged animals, they're more of an issue than anything else. But we'll see how we're going to fare. My friends, that was a very, very exciting turn of events, I gotta say. Let's see how things will turn out. So, the agitated rhino are here, so I need to react on that. This is the whole terrible thing about it. We always need to have our soldiers nearby. Otherwise, things happen. Bad things. Very bad things. So, yeah. Tame Wild is fighting back, my friends. I don't like it. I don't like the least little bit of it. What have we done? So, our animal trainer is very satisfied about the situation, at least one. So just when I was about pondering how to decorate my tower and make my my Dolomite cabochons, suddenly the unicorns went into a frenzy and went rioting. Outrageous. Truly, truly outrageous, friends. All right, so we're of course building a pompous little massive nickel rooftop. What else? So let's do this something like that. Obviously you could go and make that now larger and larger, but I don't feel like doing that. Okay, me boys. I think... So these stockpiles are the real source of trouble. I see. Well, I really need to take take a pause over the issues at hand, as I really feel like we need to do something. This won't go well over prolonged periods of time, because now I either hunt those creatures down permanently, but the problem is they'll just respawn. It takes time for these things to boil down, so I can't send my soldiers endlessly into these battles. They will just respawn endlessly. That's the problem. I mean, we can rack up a dozen or so kills and more, but it doesn't help. So, my friends, we'll be coming back next time with all the things, and I'm very much looking forward. Thanks for being around. Drop me your comments, leave me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and check out the description box, full with links to various things that might be of your interest. All Dwarf Fortress things, of course. So, see you all next time. Bye-bye.